Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We made it to Saturday. Heck yeah. Weekend's here. Michael, go to bed. Michael, how many hours have you modded today? I wish Judge Middleton would come. Let me just, you know what? Hold on. I want to see something real quick. I'm going to show you guys something, but now I'm going to throw Judge Middleton into the mix. I didn't have him there. You'll like this. You'll think it's interesting. Just let me get to his channel. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to show you guys something interesting. Okay. There's Judge Simpson's feed, right? Right? Okay. He gets 5,400 views. That was 11 hours ago, 16 hours ago, 4,500 views, 6,400 views yesterday, 7,400 yesterday. Now, that's two streams a day. So they could be the same people, they could be different people. But this is 10,000. He's getting 10,000 views a day if he posts twice a day. He has 34,000 subscribers. All right. Judge Middleton. 12 hours ago, 14 hours ago, 16 hours ago, 17 hours ago. Sorry, I did say today. Yesterday. I meant yesterday. Wait. Something's going weird. Can you guys see anything? Yeah. All right, we're good. You can see technology. So he has 4 streams, but it's the same amount, 10,000, 12,000. Um, but these could all be the same people. The same people watching all of the different streams. Not all of them, but a lot of them are probably the same people. Now, Judge Fleischer, who's barely a year old, I can't remember. He's not a year old, I don't think. I think he's what, 5 months old? 6 months old? Sorry, it's Friday night last night, and I was singing very loud for many hours. Here's Judge Fleischer. Here's our judge, guys. This is our judge. So he has 13,800 subscribers. I didn't see how much Middleton had. 49,000 subscribers. But with Judge Fleischer having just barely a portion of the amount of subscribers they have, he's racking it up. 7,000 views, 9,000 views, 8,000 views. This is only 12 minutes long. That's why there's only 1,000 views. But yeah, and keeps getting bigger substantially every day. Um, it he's doing so well, don't you think? Aren't you proud of him? Yep. I don't. As long as I've been watching, which again is not nearly as long as Rebecca. Um, Rebecca, you tell me. Have you seen a judge do this in all the time that you've been watching? Have you seen a judge like go from 0 to 7,000 views per video in like what, 5 months? Hi, Runaway. Runaway, you can't come to my house and stay with me if you've run away from home because apparently that's a crime. If a little kid runs away from home and you take them in and protect them and feed them, that's a crime, which we just found out. Okay, sorry. I just found out a couple days ago, which to me blew my mind completely. Completely. because I guess growing up in the 80s, we really truly had it takes a village mentality. So, if I was 13 and I'm walking down the street smoking a cigarette, any adult that sees me could, beat me up. They could all punish me. They know me, they don't know me, it doesn't matter. If I went home and I said to my mom, "Mom, this woman at the park hit me. She started hitting me." First, my mom would say, "What did you do?" She wouldn't be like, "Oh, let's go. Let's bury this body." She would not. She would say, "What did you do, Kathy?" Or she would get my name wrong and say, "What did you do?" My other sister's name. Anyway, then she would beat me because I did something wrong. So that's how I grew up. Like it takes a village to raise a child, and everybody looked out for children, sort of, kind of, if they remembered they were there in the 80s. But now it's just ooh, that just blew my mind that you can't just take a kid and protect them. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at other judges too, and none of them are like Fleischer and Simpson. Well, and Middleton. Even Manning, she only has a couple of views, not a lot at all. I can't get Van. I'm sorry, Fozzie. Don't yell at me. I can't get that. It's just not there. You don't know how hard I try to get Judge Van. It's like it's personal with me now that I get Judge Van, and I can't. Every time I go to that site to get Judge Van, is it Brentley? It's not Brentley. Mercer? Mercer, I think it is. Is it Mercer? Yeah. That's going to be a not answered question. I already know that. Okay. So Rebecca just saved today and saved tomorrow for me. And she doesn't even know. Manning was my favorite forever. She was so good. So, so good. But yes, Fozzie, yes, your pot pie is better than mine. Absolutely. It is. Good job. So I had a stream ready for today, and now I work a double. Once I get off this stream, I go in, work a double. And I'm making my stream today, and I'm like, oh no, how am I going to find enough content for tomorrow? Because to get content for Saturdays and Sundays for me, I have to record a whole bunch extra during the week that I can go through to get content for Saturdays and Sundays. Only this week, I don't know what came over me, but I slept through 2 whole days of this week like they weren't nothing. I just woke up to stream and to go to work. So, oh no, Fozzie, yours is way better than mine. I love Judge Manning. I just do. That's the one I would want to go have beer with. We would have a blast. Anyway, so I was really stressing today. Like, what am I going to do for tomorrow? I don't even know if I have enough content. I was thinking of, okay, I'll just go grab some O'Donnell. He's always good for a quick something. Um, anyway, I've been trying to find this damn pony. This damn pony in the juvenile detention stream. And Rebecca found it. Rebecca found it. Get out of here. I had it ready. I had it loaded. I had it locked and loaded. There it is. It's just in the wrong spot. Oh no, that's not it. Unfreaking believable. I don't even know why I bother preparing. Okay. So,
Good morning, Your Honor. Nicole Underwood, legal.
I'm about to go off on this. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to see the pony today. We're going to watch the pony today. I heard it's really good. I hope it's really good. And then tomorrow we'll just watch the stream that I made for today. Thank you, Rebecca. You gave me a day off. Now I can just go to work today, go home and go to bed. I don't even have to worry about it. I'm not going to, but I could if I wanted to. And when I was thinking about that, I thought, yes, I have a day off. I started thinking about my old days when I used to when I first started streaming. So I was working two jobs then. I was working as a database administrator at a college, and then I was working at Big Dog at night. And I would just watch YouTube videos until I found like 30 minutes of content, maybe 40 minutes of content. And then at that time, whatever time of the day or night it was, when I got to 40 minutes of content, I would stream. And it wasn't every day. It was when I got to 40 minutes of content. Sometimes that took me one day, sometimes that took me 3 days. Sometimes I was watching Netflix and not even worried about court videos, or I was still watching Law Talk with Mike, and that was pretty much it. Just Law Talk with Mike. So then I quit. I quit Millersville. I couldn't do it anymore. And I just had my job at Big Dog. All right. And I wasn't working every day back then. I was only working a couple days a week. So my life consisted of I would I would wait till I got 40 minutes of content and stream. And then I was putting streams out all times of the day or night. It wasn't 4:30 a.m. But it was so cool because I would just do whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, and then sleep whenever I felt like sleeping. So it was nice because, like, I had no time restraints, no deadlines, no restrictions. All I had to do was make sure I got to Big Dog on the days that I worked. Other than Big Dog, I ate when I was hungry. I slept when I felt tired. I didn't sleep like 8 hours because I every time I got tired, I would just take a little nap, and then I would get up and I would watch more court videos. And I would get my stream together and do my stream whenever the heck I felt like it. And now it's every day by 4:30. I have to have 2 hours of content ready. Now Judge Fleischer really does take care of 1 hour of that. Nope, 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 nope. I'm busy. Um, but I put myself into the position that I left. I left Millersville. It was too much. It was long hours. It was how I got demonetized because I didn't know I wasn't allowed to do what I was doing. So I would record some content. I would upload a whole bunch of content to my YouTube channel as private. And this was just unedited content that I just had to look through, videos that I wanted to look through later. And it was just the raw videos. I had hundreds of those videos ready to dig through to see if there was anything in there that I liked. And then I would just delete them when I looked at it. But that was true. I did not speak enough at the beginning. And when I didn't speak enough, I was getting 40,000 views. I was getting I was getting 40,000 views. And then once I started talking, that number just went doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. But I like this better. This is what I like better. So, we're gonna do the emotional support pony. The only thing I'm worried about with this is it looks like that was like a 7 video long case. I'm not sure if it was or if it wasn't, but there's a slight possibility we don't get an ending to this video. there's a slight possibility we already played the ending at a prior date. Was it 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, yesterday, when I thought there was a support pony because I played that one number. Um, if if this is like a video, 7 video long um trial, you guys will have to tell me whether you want me to get the whole thing or you want to go watch the whole thing yourself, or you don't want to watch the whole thing at all and you just want regular content. It's completely up to you. I'll play whatever. I'm just here for the chat. And Judge Fleischer.
The trial that was begun on Tuesday. Time we.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nicole Underwood, legal guardian and for the minor child.
Ms. Sasha Thomas, counsel for the department. Ms. Kelly.
Brittany Kelly for the department.
Michael Brooks, I represent the father, Harold Hollis. Harold?
Oh, yeah. Michael McFarland representing the mother. Please introduce yourself.
Aaron, go up
Did the court hear that?
here. Aaron, go up here.
Guys. Hey guys. Look who's here. Look. Hi, Treasure. Welcome.
Thank you. All right, it looks like Ms. Walker was on the stand at the last juncture. Did anyone have any further questions for her before we move on to our next witness?
I did not.
No, Your Honor.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Ms. Thomas, your next witness.
Your Honor, may I inquire if Ms. Renee Moore is online? Yes. Your Honor, at this time, I would ask the court to allow for the LGL to call her so she can return to work.
Any objections? Gentlemen, any objections?
No.
No.
Very well. All right, Ms. Underwood. You can take the helm there. You might want to, yeah, I was going to say, go ahead and use the podium.
Like you're sworn in, Your Honor?
Hmm?
You like you're sworn in?
Yes, but I don't know, Ms. Underwood, do you want the podium moved to point towards the camera? That would be too.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
As you can see, you're kind of silent. It doesn't
Fozzie. Yours was way better than mine.
matter to me. But we can move that podium so that you're facing the right.
Either way is fine.
Okay. Yes, please swear in Ms. Renee Moore.
Please raise your right hand.
You see what happens when you're nice to Fozzie? Do you see this, guys? He's making it turn green. He's turning all these white people in chat green. Thank you, Fozzie.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Good morning, Ms. Moore. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you please state your full name for the record?
Renee Moore,
And Ms. Moore, where is it that you work?
Moore Counseling Services, as well as Reading School District.
Okay, and what is your job title?
Therapist, licensed master's in social work.
And how long have you been a therapist for?
18, 19 years.
And how do you know the Hollis Walker family?
I did an assessment on Mr. Hollis.
Okay, and that was regarding the minor child?
Correct.
Okay, and you did provide a written report to the court regarding your recommendations for parenting time, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you schedule appointments with Ms. Walker
I love that.
to attempt an assessment?
Correct.
And how many appointments did you schedule with Ms. Walker?
Your Honor, I'm objecting. There's no court order that my client attend any appointments. The court is not taking jurisdiction. She's not required to make any appointments. So it's.
Response?
Your Honor, this is in response to any recommended parenting time that may occur. If the court does take jurisdiction, so I believe it's relevant for at least those purposes.
Ms. McFarland, I believe I ordered an evaluation on counseling. I'm just looking through my past.
So am I, Your Honor, so I may have misspoken, but I didn't see it. Look at it.
I know I had asked for a recommendation on parenting time, given the allegations that were contained in the first court order after the hearing conducted by Judge Costello, considering that I had not presided over that, and that there were still some unanswered questions as to whether or not it was safe. So.
Oh,
I'll
hold
rule
on,
your
hold on.
objection because it's important.
What did she say? Did you hear what she said, guys? Who is this judge? Judge Costello? Do we know him? I'm looking, guys. Where's my filter button? Nope, nope, she's lying. There's no such thing. I can't believe she's lying like that. I was like this judge.
To understand why and whether or not your client cooperated with that.
Ms. Morris, how many appointments did Ms. Walker no call, no show for?
2 appointments. August 18th, 2024 and August 29th, 2024.
And you were able to meet with Mr. Hollis?
Yes, on August 16th of 2024.
And you were able to watch him interact with the minor child?
The minor child was not there. I was there to talk with him and do an assessment on him.
I couldn't hear that.
Yes, Ms. Moore, could you get a little closer to your microphone? I think it's not picking up quite all of your statements there.
I apologize. I met with Mr. Hollis. I did not meet with the minor child. I just met with the parent to do an assessment for parenting time.
Excuse me, Your Honor, because it's a little distracting. Is that a horse with the witness?
Your Honor, that is Ms. Moore's therapy pony that is there in the school, so.
Oh, it's just distracted me. I'm looking at it thinking, what is that horse doing there?
I apologize. I can see if the teacher can take her if you want me to.
No, I just never seen a horse in testimony before.
Trying to keep her out of the
Your
picture.
horse is fine, ma'am. Your horse is, I have no objection to your horse.
Nobody has an objection to your horse, ma'am. Nobody. We all want the horse to replace you right now. Can you move over? And that is why I could not find it. I was under the impression that the horse came into the courtroom. So when I was scrolling through these videos, looking, I was just looking at this box right here. And I was looking like sometimes the camera moves. I don't know how to describe it, but sometimes she moves the camera so it's at the door. And I was just scrolling through these videos trying to find this horse coming into this courtroom. I spent hours and hours and hours looking for this horse, and that's why I didn't find it.
This is the first.
Any other objections to the horse?
No, we love
No,
the
Judge.
horse.
As long as he doesn't contribute.
All right, you may proceed with your next question.
Oh. Thank you for the clarification, Ms. Moore. You indicated that you were just there with Mr. Hollis.
Correct.
Okay, and what concerns do you have with respect to Mr. Hollis's ability to parent the minor child?
He expressed during the assessment how he had a heart condition. I could hear him wheezing. He talked about having difficulties with the walking, and he was being evaluated for yet another heart surgery. So I wanted more information as to his medical clearance because of the way that I could hear him breathing. My
Do you
concern.
have, go ahead.
My concern is his physical ability for a child, that's as young as his daughter is, to be able to keep up and move around and, not hurt himself.
Your Honor, I am going to object in that I've not heard her qualified as a physician or anybody qualified to make those physical, medical statements.
Your Honor, I would respond and say that Mr. Hollis is the one that notified Ms. Moore of his health conditions. She was not making any diagnoses, just noting concerns.
Yes, I think I'm not taking her as an expert in any area of medical diagnoses, Mr. McFarland. And she is, however, an expert recognized for purposes of counseling as well as parenting recommendations. And that request for recommendation on parenting time was given to her, and it is relevant. The health concerns would be relevant for purposes of parenting time and parenting ability, which is how she has couched her inquiries. So for those reasons, I would overrule the objection. Does anyone else want to argue on the objection or raise a different point?
I support what Mr. McFarland said to the extent she's making diagnosis or assumptions based on medical knowledge. I object.
Fair. All right, overrule. Anyone else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Underwood. And Ms. Moore, if you need the question repeated, great. If you want to keep going, also great.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm not a medical expert. That's why I asked for further information to assess the parenting ability to keep up with the child instead of, because I don't want somebody who sits in a chair and says, come here, come here. I want a parent that can actively engage with a child.
I work in a restaurant, and if someone tried to come in with an emotional support pony, heck yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. No, you can't bring that dog in here. Sorry, health code violation. But bring that pony right up to the bar.
Ms. Moore, do you have concerns regarding domestic violence in the home?
Mr. Hollis denied the allegations. I did have a police report that we reviewed together, but he denied the allegations.
Okay. After your assessment of Mr. Hollis, what is your current recommendation with respect to parenting time?
The kids do it. Builds character.
I had asked for further information on his health. I asked him to engage in counseling, individual counseling, to address potential domestic violence, parenting, and substance abuse as indicated in the report, and then start off with 1 hour supervised visitation.
Okay. And you did submit counseling reports to the department, is that correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, Ms. Moore's reports have been submitted and circulated to all of the attorneys, so I would move that Ms. Moore's recommendations be admitted into evidence.
I think they were admitted without objection already.
I don't know that that was accomplished on record, but do you have any objections, Mr. Brooks?
No.
Mr. McFarland?
No position as my
They
client.
hang a bag. They hang a bag
Ms.
back
Thomas?
there. They do.
No objections, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, they are received as a way of the court moving forward on, and I found it in the orders. It was actually issued by Judge Costello back in June for counseling to determine appropriateness and conditions of parenting time. A trauma assessment was also noted. So for those reasons, they are admitted.
I have no further questions, Ms. Moore, but the other attorneys might. Thank you for your time.
All right, Mr. McFarland, any questions?
No.
Mr. Brooks?
Ms. Moore, forgive me, and I don't mean to make light of the situation, but I need to know, what is your horse's name?
Dazzle, this one was Dazzle, and I also have Boots that goes to the elementary school.
That's,
She's got 2 emotional support ponies. Two. I'm just trying to think back when we were in school. If we said we needed to pet an emotional support pony because, home life was bad or something, Yeah, it's gonna be a bumpy. Kelly's on fire today, guys. There's like 38 people here at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's a lot. I wonder what's going on.
All I wanted to know, ma'am. Thank you.
So Dazzle and then Boots is at the elementary school, is that what you said?
Correct.
All right, and I'm only asking because it's still a little bit hard to hear you. All right, any questions, Ms. Thomas?
Morning, Ms. Moore. Thank you for joining us today. I just have a couple of questions. As relates to your attempts to schedule with Ms. Walker, you stated that, can you just clarify, were two appointments scheduled and she did not attend?
Correct.
Do you have any concerns about a parent who does not attend a mandated or court-ordered session with you?
Motivation to modify the reasons that they came to court would be a concern.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, any other questions for this witness from any of our attorneys?
That's
No.
Fozzie's
I do.
emotional support pony.
Ma'am, you, basically, if a parent doesn't show, you don't know if that's because they have lack of transportation, whether other situations other than just a refusal to cooperate. You don't know that from them not attending, correct?
If they choose the time in the day, then the basis would be that they have that available to him, to the person, but that is correct. I would not know, but I give options of days and times and then they pick. If that makes sense, what I do.
Right, but you don't know the conditions in which a person did not show up, correct? You're speculating what it might be by them not showing, correct?
Correct.
Nothing further.
Mr. Brooks?
No, thank you.
Ladies?
Nothing. Just one follow-up, Ms. Moore. Did Ms. Walker indicate or contact you and explain any reason why she couldn't attend the appointments that she scheduled?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right, any reason we should not think to excuse Ms. Moore?
No objection.
No.
All right, you know what, I'm sorry, I do have a question. Ms. Moore, I know you know this, but the court is required to look at parenting time suspension only in the event that it may be harmful to the child. Do you see any reason, and I know you didn't get to meet with Ms. Walker, but based on your review of the case, do you see that there's any harm to this child, and would you want more information in order to make that determination?
I can't make a determination on Ms. Walker because I have not spoken with her. With Mr. Hollis, if it's supervised, you know, as I outlined in the recommendation, supervised for 1 hour, then you can go from there. Assess if he's able to parent and the child has a bond with him.
Shouldn't he be making drone videos right now? I don't know why I'm not allowed to sleep because Fozzie always wakes me up. But Bill's allowed to be asleep right now. I don't get it. The rules are different. Huh?
Would you be able or willing or have room on your calendar to facilitate that for him?
I could do that.
Thank you. Any questions based on my questions?
No, Your Honor.
No.
Nothing by you.
He's
Mr. Buckley,
mad.
any
You mad,
questions?
bro?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, my client was,
That's all right.
no, I have no further questions.
Ms. Underwood.
No questions.
All right, thank you so much for your time and your testimony, Ms. Moore, and that's all for this morning. You're welcome to be on with your day.
Thank you.
Right, your next witness, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll call Ms. Kelly.
All right, Ms. Kelly. come on.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Good morning, Ms. Kelly. Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Brittany Kelly,
And Ms. Kelly, where are you employed?
Department of Health and Human Services for Child Protective Services.
And how long, what is your job title there?
I'm a CPS investigator.
And how long have you been employed with the department?
5 years.
And have you been a CPS investigator for those 5 years?
Yes,
And you signed the petition that's before the court today, correct?
I did.
Can you tell us a little more about how you became familiar with the Walker Hollis family?
I was assigned an investigation due to concerns of domestic violence. I attempted to meet with the family multiple times. Did meet with Harold on several occasions. Then I was able to meet with Harold and Erica at the same time, where we discussed the allegations and safety concerns. They did cooperate in that meeting. We attempted the safety plan. They would not sign the safety plan or finish the safety plan regarding domestic violence and substance use. They denied all the allegations. Based on the information I gained throughout my investigation, the case was open. I attempted a family team meeting. Mr. Hollis did participate in that. Erica did not participate. I attempted to engage with her several different times to set up meetings, to meet with Melanie, and to start services with the family.
Do you recall about when that family team meeting was that you, or I want to go back to dates. Do you recall about when you would have met with the parents to discuss the concerns about the complaint?
I believe it was the beginning of April or the end of March.
In your petition, you indicate that the complaint came in on April 15th. So when did you?
So it would have been within, we have a time frame to see children, so within 72 hours, I would have had to see Melanie.
Were you able to see Melanie within those 72 hours?
I was not.
What attempts did you make to see Melanie within those 72 hours?
I personally made multiple attempts to home visits. Harold was at the home most of the times. When I spoke with him, he did not have any knowledge of where Erica was, but just stated that Erica had Melanie and they were gone. We sent our CPS on-call worker out after hours to meet with the family to see if Melanie and Erica had returned to the home. They had not. I attempted calling Erica several times on multiple different phone numbers. I sent her an email.
That is
the
wicked
email we
cool.
have from our Bridges system. I texted her phone number multiple times, and I was unsuccessful.
Do you recall at what point in time you were actually able to, let me backtrack that a little bit. Within the first 72 hours, were you able to speak with Erica and ask if she would be willing to meet with you?
I actually spoke with her on the phone while sitting in the driveway 5 minutes after that 72 hours expired.
What happened?
I believe she stated that she would let me know when she could meet with me, which then was followed up by several text messages to try to engage with her to meet with me.
And you heard the testimony of Ms. Walker on the 9th, correct?
I did.
And you heard the dates that were read off through text messages between you two?
I did.
Were there any other contacts, like whether via phone call that might not have been explored on the record, or emails?
There were phone calls in between text messages. I don't have exact dates, but they would be documented in my report.
Speaking of report, for today's trial and part of discovery, you have provided me and then subsequent through that, the other attorneys with 2 CPS investigation reports. Correct? Okay, and so we have intake 126040431, which the complaint is dated for 4/15/2024. And then there's an investigation ID an intake ID of 136020450 with a complaint date of 6/19/2024. Can you explain why there are 2 different reports?
The first one was the initial investigation that had began. And then in the process of the case opening, we received new allegations that prompted a new investigation to start.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness, please? Ms. Ty, I'm going to hand these reports to you. And if you need to refer to them to refresh your memory, please let me know if you're doing that. In the first report, well, let me kind of backtrack here. What were the main concerns about the family in the original complaint that you got in April 15th?
We had allegations that there was a domestic violence altercation between Eric and Harold, that the child was present and possibly may have been hit in that process of the parents fighting.
And were you able to affirm or confirm, I should say, any of those concerns?
No,
Is domestic violence in general a reason to file a petition against a family and ask for removal of a child?
not always.
Is substance abuse in and of itself a reason to file a petition and ask for removal of a child?
No,
And is lack of cooperation with the department a reason to file a petition and ask for removal?
our policy states that if a case is open for services and the family is not cooperative with services, that is a reason to file a petition with the court.
So help us understand. You determined that it was necessary to open a case, correct?
Correct.
What are the other options? Like what other dispositions do you have when you get an investigation assigned to you?
Well, there's 5 different categories. So category 5 would be no evidence or abbreviated case, say if a family lives out of state. Category 4 would be a denial. So the allegations are untrue. We couldn't substantiate on them. Category 3, open close, would be they were substantiated on but provided outside resources for services. Category 3, open, would just mean that the case would be open for 90 days and monitored with this ongoing CPS worker. Category 2 would be substantiated on and open for more than 90 days.
Katie, do you mind if I show one of your pictures here in this stream right now?
And based on the progress of the family, that would determine how long the case is open for. And category 1 is court involvement.
And at the for the first complaint, you determined that you needed to open a case.
Correct.
At what level?
Category 2.
And does that include court involvement?
Not at the initial disposition, no.
And why did you determine that it arose to the level of a category 2 and not a 4 or 5?
Harold was being cooperative, semi.
First off, who believes Harold was being cooperative? Who? Okay. Katie, I saw some of the other ones and they're great. And I know you're going to ask, why did I pick this one? It's for this crowd. This one is for this crowd in this chat. Guys, look what she did. Are you ready? Are you ready? Look at that. It's better. It's way better than the original picture, isn't it? That's amazing, Katie. That is really good. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah. Her Facebook, I'm going to post her Facebook here so you can see the rest of them. They're so good. She's so good. That's your dog. Oh, your dog is so cute. Okay. All right, back to Harold or whatever his name is.
Cooperative throughout the investigation. There were certain things that he wouldn't safety plan around. I had concerns that the family was violating the PPO that was in place at the time. I still couldn't make contact with Erica throughout the month of May. And I felt like they needed some services regarding healthy relationships, communication skills, possible mental health, possible substance use.
What, did you have any other records or files available to you when you were making that determination?
I had a lot of previous police reports. I had previous ISPs from investigations through the department.
In your report, you indicate that there are 2 reports from 2022 in which there is domestic violence, or police reports from 2022 in which there is domestic violence alleged in those police reports. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Your Honor, I'm objecting as that would need to be hearsay. Hearsay is not permitted at an adjudication trial.
Your Honor, I'm not offering it for the truth of the matter asserted. I'm offering it as, well, I actually haven't offered it yet.
I don't understand who. Oh, okay. All right, this is the dad, right? We agree. This is the father, right? Thank you, Rachel. I know Fozzie is very, very, very famous. This is that lawyer, the lawyer that we love because he's so annoying, right? When she just talked about domestic violence, how there was domestic violence charges in 2022. This lawyer over here objected. I'm assuming, I can only assume that's mom's lawyer. Okay. Does that mean mom was charged with domestic violence back in 2022 twice? Was it mom that was charged?
At all. But I'm asking Ms. Kelly about it for the basis of categorizing the case as a level 2 and not a different level.
I would still say that she's relying upon hearsay. That is not allowed. We need an actual witness who generated the report.
Anyone else want to weigh in on this?
No,
Michael, we
I
love you
I don't
so
believe
much.
it's hearsay because she's not referring to what's in the report necessarily, just referring to what was utilized to form a decision at the time that the report or that the petition was being filed.
Yes, I agree. The objection is overruled. Ms. Kelly is not responsible for whether or not that information is true, but rather using it in order to properly categorize a complaint that she receives during the regular course of her obligations in her capacity as an investigator.
First off, Michael, if anybody else mods channels for 10 hours, let's see them get it right. I get it wrong.
Right. Well, Your Honor, and with that, I would move to admit the 2 police reports that are referenced in the report.
I'd like to just order the witness on one question, Your Honor.
Okay.
You're not taking an opinion as to whether these reports are true or not, correct?
During my investigation, you mean?
Right.
Repeat the question, please.
You were not taking an opinion, having an opinion that these reports were true or not, correct?
Man, we love you too.
I feel like that's hard to say yes or no to. I think they weigh in on my opinion while making decisions if there are multiple police reports regarding the same concern in a household.
I don't know, that was answered. No further questions.
I have the same objection Mr. McFarland is thinking about lodging. Police reports are hearsay.
Objection,
Mhm.
speculation.
And the reports are being used as a tool for the investigator to determine whether a case needs to be opened or a petition needs to be filed. So it's appropriate that if they are part of her report, then they should be admitted for that purpose.
I will refer back to the witness's own answers.
Yes, I am going to deny the admission of these particular records. We have established that record is clear that there were 2 incidents that were alleging domestic violence. And that was the reason for her actions moving forward. I think any further inquiry on this line would give the opportunity to perhaps misunderstand the purpose of what's contained in those reports.
I understand, Your Honor. Thank you. In addition to the police reports, you've also referenced in your testimony the PPO.
Correct.
How did you become aware that there was a PPO?
So soon. So soon.
I honestly cannot remember.
Do you recall about when you were able to look at the petition for protective order or personal protection?
I believe it was about halfway through my investigation,
About when would that have been?
end of April.
And from the best of your memory, what in that,
I don't know. That's definitely not up to me. But I will definitely let them know. Usually the mods all agree. The mods all get together and agree if there's a change, any kind of change in the mods, delete or add. Um, but in judge's courtroom, the judge decides. He's the boss. The big, well, okay. Decides. Victoria's the boss. Judge decides.
petition, I guess, weighed in your decision making for the categorizing this complaint?
Once I had read the PPO that was filed, that was signed by Erica, I had concerns that she had not disclosed any domestic violence to me, but then had disclosed domestic violence to the shelter who in turn helped her write this PPO. That was filed and granted. Later on in the investigation, I had contacted Ms. Walker to talk about a family team meeting to schedule that, talk about services. While on the phone, I asked her where was she living at the time. She had stated that she was living at Harold's with Melanie. I could hear Harold talking in the background. And during that phone call, she had denied that.
You don't have to answer, but how much is it going up? My rent went up 41% one year. 41%. And I got a month's notice.
That she or Harold needed any services.
I'm sorry for the interruption, but while we're on this topic, was that during the period of time where the PPO would have been in effect, you know?
Yes.
Thank you.
In any of the other, like, were you able to explore any other records? I know that DHS kind of gets access to a lot, so were there any like medical records you're able to explore or mental health records or anything like that?
I didn't explore those. Both parents had denied any services in that capacity, but Harold did, when we had the family team meeting, he did talk about early on with Melanie, and he said they had went to the first meeting of early on services for her, and then they didn't go to any after that.
And based on your first report, which is dated or signed by you on May 13th, what was your disposition for the case at that point in time?
We had substantiated for, I think it would be considered placing a child at unreasonable risk for concerns of the ongoing concerns of possible domestic violence. The parents weren't telling me that there was domestic violence in the home. However, I did locate the PPO that was active that they were violating. I was actively trying to offer services that were not being taken into consideration for them to start doing. But the ongoing concerns of possible substance use
You're an
also.
ass.
I had asked both parents to drug screen and they both refused.
I hope you stub your toe tonight.
During, did you speak with anyone else that might have, or did you have any other information that helped you form this opinion as well?
The history of domestic violence in the relationship, all of the police reports I had read throughout the years, and the PPO. Reading the PPO was, I think, a big eye opener for me. In the PPO, it states that there was domestic violence in front of the child.
Did you speak to any other family members?
I did. I spoke to Harold's sister throughout the case.
And giving the information she provided you weighed your decision?
I would say it had a small impact. I definitely take opinions of family members, especially when they're close to the family. She had let me know that, she was supportive of the family and that she had helped them build a fence for Melanie. They live on a busy road, cars go fast by there. So she had helped build a fence. Melanie is very active. So they had helped purchase fencing for them, put the fence up. They helped on the weekends, kind of with respite care, giving Eric and Harold a break. And they were supportive in that way to Erica and Harold.
Did she state that she had concerns for the child?
Yes.
What concerns did she have?
Objection, that would be hearsay.
Again, Your Honor, just asking for the information she used to formulate the basis of her decision.
Well, it's still hearsay. What did she say? I don't know how more hearsay you could have.
Hearsay is any statement asserted, out of court statement asserted for the truth of the matter asserted, I'm sorry. I'm not asking for it to be entered for the truth of the matter asserted, that whatever the sister said is true, but rather what formed the basis of Ms. Kelly's opinion.
Well, that's the case, then we don't need to know what she said.
Ms. Brooks,
I have no position on this.
Ms. Underwood,
I would echo what Ms. Thomas said. It's, again, not used for its necessary truth for your determination. It's used for Ms. Kelly to compile facts for her investigation.
You did. You gave me the right number. Look, this is case number 24-099NA. That's the exact number you gave me, Ray. You were 100% right. I'm an idiot. I didn't see that this case number spans like 7 videos. I just grabbed the one video that I saw and played it. Rebecca found the right video. She showed me the light. She said, no.
I will allow it strictly for that purpose.
Yes, Your Honor.
There were concerns for domestic violence in the home and possible substance use, possible untreated mental health as well.
So once you make a case open under category 2, that doesn't require petition from the court, correct? Correct. So what happens after that?
The case is open to an ongoing CPS worker for services, and then services are provided to the family.
What did that transition ever happen? Did an ongoing CPS worker ever become involved with this family?
There was a family team meeting that we completed with the ongoing worker and then Harold. And then the case was never fully, I wouldn't say it was transferred, but it was not fully started due to the new investigation coming in.
And so the new investigation that came in, that would be the intake 1360205 or 0450.
Yes.
And what was that new investigation relating to?
That was relating to a possible domestic assault occurred between Eric and Harold on June 16th, 2024. It had stated that Harold assaulted Erica. Erica was holding Melanie when Harold assaulted her. Melanie was not injured. Erica did not sustain any injuries for the assault. No one was arrested. And then there were concerns that Erica smoked dope with Melanie present.
Okay. At that point in time, what did you do to investigate that complaint?
I obtained the police report that happened on June 16th. I believe it was June 16th, but the police report originated out of Madison Township, but then Raisin Township was involved also. Madison Township handled speaking with Erica, and then Raisin Township handled speaking with Harold at his residence.
And what information, so that's part of your investigation is looking at a police report, is that correct? Did you do anything else to investigate the complaint?
I tried to meet with the family. I tried to locate any other police reports that had happened in the previous month. I don't think there were any that had happened between June 16th and then when that case had opened for ongoing services, when we did like the family team meetings and that stuff. But in the beginning of the second investigation, that's when our concerns were really raised as, you know, ongoing services hadn't really started, that Erica was still being uncooperative with meeting with the department, and there's still allegations being made and police reports being made that is saying that there's domestic violence in the home.
Was there anything else that, from that specific incident that made you concerned for the child's safety or well-being?
In the allegations and in the police report, it talks about Erica was on the side of the road, she ran out of gas, and then she was hiding in a ditch with Melanie. It was late at night. And it talked about Erica's eyes were checked, there was no distortion of her pupils. It is unknown if Erica was under the influence at the time of the incident. I had concerns after reading the police report and the allegations that, you know, the police had looked at her eyes and.
Your Honor, here I am stating hearsay again, because now it's being used for the truth of the evidence asserted, and that based upon what the police said, she's forming a belief of truth. Because the police knows that the eyes were, I mean, not only do we have the report, now this is what the officer's saying, we're using that for the truth of the matter asserted.
All right, Your Honor, Ms. Kelly never said that mom was using substances.
No, she said the police officer said that her eyes were, and here we're getting into.
Well, if you would let me finish my statement, she stated that her concerns were for the child's safety, included the fact that the police officer checked for whether mom's eyes were dilated or not. Not that they were and she was using. Do not believe that this is hearsay, because again, it is not being used for the truth of the matter asserted.
Your Honor, I guess if it's not being used for the truth of the matter asserted, then it wouldn't have been used to bring this case forward. And to bring the case forward, it would have had to been used for the evidence that she's testified to. It's not just extraneous information that's not relied upon, it's relied upon. So that's my position.
Anyone else want to weigh in?
I agree with Mr. McFarland.
I feel like the hearsay exception is being not confused, but maybe misconstrued here. Again, Ms. Kelly can utilize any documents and information that she has to form an opinion on a case and use those things to determine whether a case needs to move forward. We're not asking that the police's statements are used in court today to be for the truth. What we're asking is, what is Ms. Kelly, was Ms. Kelly using to, again, figure out what's appropriate in this case when the petition was filed, when the case was being investigated, not for its actual truth. Ms. Kelly has to rely on statements from police, statements from people when determining what's going to happen in her investigation.
I agree with the reasons offered by Ms. Underwood, so I will overrule the objection. At this juncture, we do need to take a brief recess. Unfortunately, after I gave you this morning, had to schedule a couple of emergency hearings. So we'll need to take a break to handle those. What are the obligations that you have again this morning that may limit our time frame? Does anybody have anything they have to?
Yeah, I was able to rearrange that.
Okay,
So I'm okay.
all right, so we'll.
I'm
take a-
scheduled for 3 mental health in front of this court, but only 2 proceed.
That's what we're taking a break for. Mr. Brooks? You're
Free
looking
as a bird, Your Honor.
great, appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna take a recess then in this case and handle our emergencies and then come back to you as soon as we can.
Okay. All right. Now we have a decision to make. You don't have to tell me right now, but there are a couple other videos in that case. I think we saw the last one, but to be honest, we were probably talking in chat and weren't really looking. Um, a picture, Katie, use Discord. If you go to my, hold on, let's do this together. If you go to my channel, more links, there's the Discord link. And you can videos, pictures, more of Max. We would love to see more of Max. 100%. Oh my gosh, you know what you should do? You should get him one of those little whiskey barrels, you know, that they wear for the snow. Yeah. You could just paint one in. You're a painter. Can you add a little whiskey barrel right here to that picture and then redo it? I don't look at my mail. Yeah, so right here is the Discord link. You can get into Discord. We always need more memes. We always need more memes. We have very, very good memes, high quality memes in Discord, guys. If you like, I don't know, laughing. So we did that. Okay, it's time. It's time for Judge Fleischer on a Friday. Oh my gosh, Kelly and Donald today. 150 pounds. Sheesh. Sheesh. I was in, guys, Michael just sent, whoops. Michael just sent Kelly to the stairs. I've never seen that before. Oh man. We're gonna have a boxing match for the mods today. Hi, Hedwig. No, you wouldn't. Listen, Fletcher, no matter what happened in your life, I got rage you don't even know about. Here we go. Okay. Okay, guys, did you ever notice this before? Why doesn't Judge Giles do something like this? Do you see this? Is everybody looking? Look at the cords. They're all taped down in a thing, one of those things. You can buy those on Walmart or Amazon or whatever. You can, support those rich people. But that's what Judge Giles needs. We should all send a low. Speaking of sending a letter. Darn it. I had it ready and then I posted Katie's link and then I lost it. Hold on. I'm going to give everybody an address right now. Guys, it will take 10 minutes out of your life, maybe 20. You might have to drive a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. I know that sounds really hard. All right. But today, sometime no later than Monday, please, to make sure it gets there on time, please go around your little hometown and get a snack or two. Nothing homemade, please, because that's dangerous. She's not going to eat it if it's homemade. If it's homemade, before she even touches it, we're going to throw it right into the trash can. It's not that we don't trust you, but we don't trust you. So go get something that's from like your hometown, a snack, or a snack that you think somebody from the Netherlands coming to America for the first time in her life has got to try, and send it to this Walmart and address it to Linus. Um, Help me out, guys. Should they just address it to Linus? Shouldn't we have a real name? Is Allie here? Is Linus here? Should we address it to Victoria? Should we address it to Fozzie? Should we address it to Kelly? Someone who lives there? I think we need this answer right. Okay. Yeah, but that's still a first name. Uh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm sure they're gonna have to show some kind of sugar. They're gonna have to show an ID, right? But you don't have to send collages, right, to Walmart because they're all over Texas. She'll be in Texas. We have to send her something like tasty cakes for me. Um, something you have to have something in your hometown that we can send. Listen, um, no, we can't address it to the judge because the judge would have to drive the whole way to that Walmart and pick it up. Okay, but what's ATX Alley's name? It has to be on the package. Collages. That you mail it to the Walmart and then someone comes and picks it up. It's like a post office drop-off center. So I've heard. I don't even know. We may be just sending Walmart a whole bunch of our crap. But I think this works because a lot of people have said this works. All right. Thank you, Fozzie. Everybody, address it. ALLI Smith. You can't get any easier than that. You should have seen some of the names in Judge Fleischer's courtroom today that I had to say hi to. It's like people were finding the hardest names to type. Gumboots? I don't know what gumboots is, but wait, it's too late, Nan. We're going full steam ahead on this plan. Go send Allie Smith a package at this super center. Hold on. I really should figure this out before I tell everybody. Walmart shipping service? No. Package delivery service? Has anyone ever used this before? Walmart package delivery customer service. No. 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 Can I ship a package to a Walmart store? I don't know, guys. All right, I'm going back to chat. Hopefully someone in there has an answer for me. Thanks. Has anybody ever used this Walmart before? What does that mean? We need an address to send stuff to. Yes, that's what we're talking about. We need to send snacks so Linus can get them. I wonder if we could send them to Victoria at the courthouse. Okay, Hedwig, this is why. Linus, our mod, and the mod in Judge Fleischer's courtroom is coming to America. And we are going to send her, she lives in the Netherlands, so we are all going to send her some snacks that are all America that she can't get over there. And she's going to unbox these and taste them on our show, on our little things one day. Fozzie, should we just use Victoria in the court? I mean, I think we should use, I don't know. I don't know if anybody in the courthouse would get in trouble if that happens. I will never do anything at all to get anybody in that courthouse in any trouble. Um, I know. That's what I'm talking about. Do you think Lena's has ever tasted macaroni salad if people in Texas have never tasted macaroni salad? All right, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to Hedwig, PO boxes are expensive, especially for just like one day. We're gonna try to get Allie's information. Oh, and see what she says. We're gonna see if that's the best way. If not, we're gonna use that Walmart and pretend that that's how people do things. They just ship things to Walmart, and other people pick them up. Or we're all gonna ship those things to Walmart, and they're just gonna throw them right in the trash. Like, what the hell are people sending us snacks for? We got a whole store full of snacks. She's only in Houston for Friday. So we have to send them to Austin? Is it Austin that she's going to go to? I think it's Austin, guys. So we have to send them to Austin. Well, this got convoluted. I was ready with an address when I started my stream in Austin. That's a Walmart in Austin, the address that I put on the screen. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask Allie to come in to join us tomorrow for our stream, and she's going to give us the breakdown on what we need to do. I didn't read what I posted, Fozzie. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to read what I'm posting. We're going to have Allie come and chat tomorrow, and she's going to answer all of our questions. Yeah. In my defense, I thought I was ready. I had an address and everything. Because, Nan, we would have to give Allie's address to all these strangers. She's going to be there on November 8th, Friday. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. That's way incorrect. She's going to be in Houston on November 8th, and then she's going to Austin. So, anytime after the 8th is when she will be there. So we should probably try to get the snacks there by the 8th. I'm drinking your beer. I already drank it. We're gonna have Allie come in here tomorrow if she can wake up this early. I know it's so early. And try to give us some. Michael, you're gonna have to use way more words than that. I understand what each of those words means separately, but I don't understand how that works if we don't have her address. Do we just address it to her post office box and say find her? Do we just put her name down? Allie Smith, because I'm sure there's only one Allie Smith in Austin. My grandpa lived in more western Pennsylvania, sort of like past Altoona, but not the whole way to Pittsburgh. And he didn't even have street names. It was just Chest Springs, PA. It was just you just wrote his name, Ernest Kelly, Chest Springs, PA, and the postman just knew where to take it. Yep. And she goes to Houston. Houston is where we have to send these snacks. And it's gonna be so cool to see her get these snacks and eat them if we just had one address to send it to. which we're going to talk about in chat all day today until we come up with an answer. And I'm going to post it on my stream tomorrow. That's what's going to happen. All right, Judge, you're up. I warmed them up for you, Judge. Don't worry. Let's roll, nerds.
Good morning, Ken. Good morning. How are you? Been a while.
I'm away, he said.
Okay. You are William Bradley Saray.
I dream of being fired. I really do.
Sir, Your Honor.
Mrs. Saray, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Okay. On October 25th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant, who stated he observed the defendant come into the location appearing intoxicated. The complainant stated he and the defendant got into an argument because the defendant did not like that the complainant had more employees working in the kitchen than the defendant wanted. The complainant stated he went back to work, was turning his back towards the defendant, and the defendant struck him on the right side of his head on the ear with a closed fist, causing pain. The complainant stated the defendant grabbed him around his shoulders and again struck the complainant with a closed fist on the right side of the head and neck, causing pain. Officer made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated he and the complainant got into an argument. The complainant stuck his finger in the defendant's face, contacting the defendant's nose, and the defendant struck the complainant with a closed fist. The officer observed red bruising on the complainant's neck and right ear. HFD observed raised contusion on the back of the complainant's head.
You said alcohol was a factor in this, right? He was drunk or the other?
The defendant appeared intoxicated.
Did they go, he went to an actual restaurant? Is that what he did?
They work at the same restaurant, Your Honor. Or work at the same
Okay,
restaurant.
What kind of work do you do at the restaurant?
Restaurant, sir, Director of Operations.
Okay, are you still employed there?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, because what I was gonna do, one of the conditions that I was gonna do was no contact and no going back, because I just don't want you guys to run into each other. I don't want more bad blood. You know, you got out of jail, we gave you a PR bond. You're not gonna get another one. My only concern is public safety, and I'm gonna do everything to protect every single person. You know, the conditions that I'm going to place on you now, I don't want you consuming alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds, no more contact with this person, and no more weapons. As long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be fine. Otherwise, there's only one place to put you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All we want you to do is a little self-control. Everyone you see back there now, it's because they have no self-control. Do you understand? All right. Now you've got a lawyer. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with him and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, likewise, we'll issue a warrant for your arrest. Anything you guys like to add?
We spoke to the complaining witness yesterday, Judge. He was taken to the hospital. He stayed there he was at Memorial Hermann. He had very severe injuries. He sustained a concussion as far as I know. I've requested the medical records. He has sent photos and he sent me the surveillance footage already. So
Okay.
I witnessed it on video, the act happening. Just wanted you to be aware.
Just, you know, we want to make sure that nothing further happens. You know, we have a myriad of other things, ankle monitors that I don't want to do that at this point. I trust that there won't be any more issues. Just above all else, no alcohol, no dope. That's all we're asking. Okay. Okay. We'll have you meet with Victoria to sign a reset. After that, you'll meet with Fleischer for get your pretrial bond conditions. And after that, you guys will be free to go. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor.
Please.
All right, Judge, next is page 10, Legaspi, come on up.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hey,
How's it going?
it's been a while. How are you? What's
Doing all
new?
Yes. Yes.
I'm right. Thanks. Good morning, Mr. McGaskey. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. Mireles picked up a new case.
Yeah, and he came in, checked in and left saying he had other places to go.
What?
I warned him that if he left, that more than likely a warrant will be issued for his.
Next time.
I can't, if he's on bond, I take. That's part of the problem.
All right.
But I agree.
Mr. McGaskey, like, we're gonna do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Just please don't say it.
Okay. October 26th, officer was dispatched to a major crash in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant sitting in the driver's seat of his motor vehicle with his keys in his lap and with an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant stated he drank prior to driving. Standard field sobriety tests were performed. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to breath, but the defendant was unable to do the test. A blood warrant was then signed and executed.
It was really quick. So where was he?
So it was a major crash in Harris County, Texas, specifically on 2201 Southwest Freeway.
Okay, and then what?
The officer arrived and he was in his driver's seat, and the officer observed his keys in his lap, and then he observed an odor of alcoholic beverage.
Just an odor. Anything else?
And then the defendant made a statement that he drank prior to driving.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Leads you to believe that he's drunk. We have an accident, I get it, but there's just an odor of alcohol. There's nothing, no slurred speech, no bloodshot eyes, just an odor.
Yes, sir. All that was written was the odor was observed, and then the statement made about him drinking.
McGaskey, I have an accident. All I have is an odor of alcohol. What can you, other than the accident, what can you lead me to believe that he's drunk or intoxicated?
The defendant stated he drank prior to driving.
We don't know how many, we don't know how much, we don't know when it was happened.
Well, Judge, I don't think that's necessary to provide probable cause for the case. He's admitting to drinking, he's got odor of alcohol in the breath, and the accident itself is evidence of intoxication, Judge. All of that, in our opinion, is enough for probable cause.
I don't think so. I mean, usually there's a lot more than just that. An odor, we don't have anything else. I don't know when, I don't know how many, I don't know how strong it is, just an odor.
Not every case has extrapolation or admissions of how many, Judge.
I understand this. I understand, Michael, but I need just a little bit more than just an odor in an accident.
And admissions of drinking, Judge?
Okay, we don't know when. The officer can't do any more questions than that. Okay, when did you do it? How many did you have? Did you have anything to eat?
Understood.
Okay, all right, no, I'm gonna find no probable cause, Mr. McGaskey. It's very possible if they take it to a grand jury and indict it, but so I would be on the lookout, number one. Number two, you know how many accidents and death we have every day due to alcohol and getting into a car? I'm gonna find no probable cause. Just take a seat for a moment. Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
One, a day. Okay, he's waiting for his attorney.
Who is it?
Page one, top of page one.
I mean, we'll give you a little bit of time. We're not gonna wait long though. So, okay, take a seat.
So the
Not a
next
problem.
one, Judge, is. Oh, Roberto, you can do the Spanish one. Page 5, De Leon.
We want to judge.
Morning. Roberto, thanks for coming. Are you Jose De Leon?
Yes, Jose De Leon.
Jose De Leon, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with assault of a family member. You were also charged with interference with the emergency request for assistance. On both of those cases, you were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
The complainant and the defendant are married. On October 27th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a disturbance in Harris County, Texas. The complainant and the defendant were driving home from McDonald's and were in a verbal argument. The complainant stated she told the
McDonald's breakfast, guys.
defendant that she was leaving.
No,
the
we're
defendant
not
then
gonna
grabbed
talk
her
about
daughter,
fiascos.
and the
Nope.
defendant approached the driver's side of the truck and opened the door. The defendant then grabbed the complainant's left arm and hit her twice on the arm with an open hand, causing pain. The complainant stated that she told the defendant she was calling 911. The defendant then grabbed her phone, threw it on the ground, breaking her phone.
Did you say the hit on the arm hurt?
Yes, Your Honor, caused pain.
Okay. Mr. De Leon, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to uphold your case. Morgan, have you had any contact with the CW in this case? Do you know whether she wants to have contact with him or not?
So, Judge, this is a debate because I don't believe that a RIP has been conducted. It looks like a protective order interviews.
Was or was?
It was.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
I believe she does want contact.
Well, I want to know, until I know with certainty, I'm going to order no contact, if you guys are able to do it, great. So De Leon, tell me, are you a United States citizen?
I don't even know if I'm a United States citizen. I was here when I was there when I was born, but I just don't really remember where I was.
I don't know if you are or not, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter to me, but you need to understand that if you're not in this country with permission
Maybe I'm
and you go to
Canadian.
jail and immigration finds you, they're going to put an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until these cases are over with. And then you will be shipped off to immigration where you will wait for another. Come on up. So have you heard PC yet or no?
No.
Okay, so you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, do you mind reading it again, please?
No problem. So the complainant and the defendant are married, and on October 27th.
I'm not his counsel. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh.
counsel for Yosnel.
That's what you told me you were his attorney.
No, for Yosnel Lopez. He was waiting in the hall for me. Sorry.
You called a jet there,
Yeah.
didn't you?
But maybe it's fake.
Yes,
I
but
don't
he
know.
wanted to
Oh.
know his attorney. So I apologize, Your Honor.
It's okay, not a problem. And where were we?
Page.
No, I know that. If you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail, you will be stuck in custody and then shipped off to immigration. I'm putting bond conditions on you now. If you violate these conditions, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. A protective order has been issued in this case. I would suggest that you get to know it because if you violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional cases against you. And then things will really go sideways. I'm ordering you not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any alcohol, Alex?
I don't see the allegation.
No? Okay. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire lawyers. So I'm going to first have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we will have you take a seat in the jury box. We will have you sign the bond conditions. And after that, we will get you out of here. When you come back, please have a lawyer. That way, sign a reset and then to the jury.
All right, Judge, the next one is Delgado, case 6. Yes.
Speak English. Español.
I'll give you the case number when we're done.
Okay. Yo te voy a hacer todo, ¿ok?
Ramon Jesus Delgados Caceres.
Señor Cáceres, yes, sir.
You are charged with discharging a firearm in the metropolitan area. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say
That's
can or will be used against you.
awesome. That
You
is
have the right
so
to an
good.
attorney if you cannot afford one. One will be one of two.
Yes, Judge. On October 25th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a discharge of a firearm in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the first witness via phone, who stated the defendant was in front of the officer's patrol vehicle by a gray car and provided a description of the defendant. The officer observed the defendant who matched the description and the defendant was detained, and the officer conducted a search. The officer found no weapons, and the defendant gave verbal permission to search the motor vehicle, where the officer also found no weapons. The officer checked the apartment parking lot around the defendant's vehicle and found 8 .40 caliber fire cartridges and 9 9mm fire cartridges. The first witness stated the defendant was the shooter and that she was walking towards the dumpster when she observed the defendant standing next to the trunk of his motor vehicle and shoot the gun in the air. The first witness stated she heard approximately 5 shots and it appeared to be a small handgun. The witness stated on her way home, she heard approximately 5 more shots, and the second witness observed the defendant arguing with other parties, expose the firearm, and shoot 5 to 7 times. The second witness confronted the defendant and observed the defendant grab a black box where he placed the firearm and hid it inside his apartment.
Mr. Delgado Caceres, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run an NCIC search on this gentleman to see if he has any prior criminal history? And Michael, we used to have an order circulating where we could have them relinquish the guns and take them from. Have you seen that? It's been a while. But yeah, we could have them turn them in or have them take it into like a sheriff. There's something that we can do. I'd like to look into that. You know, this kind of scares me. You know, he's got 2 different guns. He's firing at different occasions. People see it. Mr. Delgado, tell me, what is your immigration status? Are you in this country with or without permission?
In process of being a resident.
Almost.
Está en trámite del permiso.
Almost.
En trámite del permiso. Ya está con permiso aquí. Sí. I am with the permit over here. I am with the permit.
¿No se venció?
No se venció. Yo estoy en proceso de trámite de los permisos. I am in the process of.
You need to understand, if there's any problem with your paperwork and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they're going to put a detainer on you and you.
So, Hedwig, there are 55 people watching right now, but only 3 of them are watching the court cases. Everyone else is in chat.
Will be stuck like Chuck in custody until these cases are over with and then shipped off to immigration. Do you understand?
No, yo estoy legal con migración.
I want you to understand that it doesn't matter to me. In immigration, if you don't have every single I dotted, every single T crossed, they're going to put a detainer on you. And I'm going to tell you now, if I find that you're a danger to my public, I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand? When you shoot a gun, what goes up must come down. And when you shoot it down, it may ricochet. And if it hits someone and it kills them, who gets charged with murder?
Okay.
I'm ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons, and I'm going to test you for drugs and alcohol as well. I'm ordering you not to consume any alcohol, any illegal drugs at all. If I find that you're if I find that you're in possession of a weapon, I will put you in jail. As it stands now, I'm going to see about having you relinquish those guns to a sheriff's office. Do you understand?
No, no, I don't have no weapons.
For now, I'm going to have you sign a reset with
You're probably going to want to find the mute button first.
Victoria, and then I'm going to have you take your seat in the jury box while we figure out how to do this. Do not leave, otherwise I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
No. Okay,
All right, next is page 16.
I'm trying to get all the Spanish speakers now. Do you have a Spanish one? Okay, she has a Spanish one. Okay, all right. Sorry, I would have done it first. Had I known, I would have done it first.
You came in after this.
You said Villalobos?
Tricky at first, and then you're fine.
Good morning, Mr. Villalobos. Mr. Villalobos, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense.
Ubicado la
You
segunda
are
vez.
facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
$4,000 de multa pueden darte.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On October 25th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle. After observing it travel at a high rate of speed, 71 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone, while driving northbound on Hillcroft Avenue. Upon contact with the defendant, who was the sole occupant and driver of the motor vehicle, the officer observed him to have glossy eyes, slurred speech, and poor balance. The defendant admitted to drinking prior to operating the motor vehicle. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The DIC was red, and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.152 and 0.158.
Mr. Villalobos, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or
Welcome
without
back to me.
permission?
De este país con permiso, sin permiso. Sin permiso. Without.
What happens if you go to jail?
Eso sí te vas a la cárcel. No sé, me puede dar migración. I don't know, immigration can come.
Ah, that's what I'm trying to impart to you. If you go to jail and immigration finds you, you will spend a considerable amount of time in there waiting first to finish this case and then get shipped off to immigration where you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for them to do whatever they're going to do. If you do not want that to happen, follow the bond conditions I put on you now. Because if you violate it and you become a danger to my public, I'm only going to put you in one place. You do not have a Texas driver license, do you?
No, he does not yet.
You're not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. You cannot justify getting in a car for any reason whatsoever. Because it's a second offense, I'm ordering you to obtain a handheld portable interlock device that you're going to take with you to prove to me that you're not consuming alcohol. If you consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or if you drive, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds for you. Do you understand?
¿Eres todo lo que te dije? ¿Sí o no?
Yes.
Yes.
This is the only warning that you will get from me, so I hope that you heed it. Because if not, there's only one place.
Bye, Betty.
No, si no lo cumple, pues ya se van a hacer.
Your Honor, would there be any consideration in waiving the portable device fees?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
To me, money doesn't matter. What matters is how you act. To me, money doesn't matter. My only consideration is how you act when you're out there in the free world. If you act like a fool, then we'll take the free world away from you. You act like a child, I'll put you over my knee and I'll spank you like a little child, but I'll do it with a bunch of jail time. A week. Okay, so Mr. Villalobos, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court. But you must stay in touch with counsel. They will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me that they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm not asking much from you. Just don't drive, don't use, and stay in contact, and don't pick up any new
Hi,
cases.
Bruce.
I'm gonna have you swear to us here that you're not gonna drive. I'll get you to Victoria Center reset. You'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go. Okay, thanks, guys. Lisa, I'm trying to blow through the Spanish speakers. Oh, you have one? Oh, we're done? Okay, great. Perfect, we're done. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Page 7.
It's really great to see you.
Great to see you too. I'm good. How are you, Judge? I know. How are you doing?
Wonderful.
Good.
Who do we have here?
Mr. Figueroa, Javier Figueroa. It's a first DWI, first offense of any kind.
Morning, Mr. Figueroa.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 24th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a major
I think that was Hector. Hector. I think. I could be wrong.
crash in the 14300 block of White Heather Drive, where the defendant was involved in a single car accident. The officer observed the defendant in the front driver's seat of the motor vehicle when they arrived on scene to provide assistance. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer detected an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant admitted to drinking 7 12-ounce cans of Modelo. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The DIC was red and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.10 and 0.09.
What did you say the stop was for? I zoned out.
It was a one
vehicle crash.
single car accident.
All right, Mr. Figueroa, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case.
We don't talk about F-bombs with Nana's here, ever. It's a taboo because she dropped an F-bomb in a huge chat the other day. Oh, man. And we don't bash any other channels at all, ever. Except for that. No.
Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
It's right now, it's expired, but I'm working on it. I got an appointment next Friday.
Don't have a license.
It's expired. It was expired.
Then I'm ordering you not to drive. You're not allowed to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kittens. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, do not drive. There's no quicker way to get to jail than to drive in violation of this. Do you understand? I'm telling you now, nothing chaps my boca more than when you drive without a license and insurance. Don't do it. I'm also ordering you not to.
Nan, please say that. Please say that next. Please say that chaps my ass. Please do it in a thread, in a big chat.
Consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using alcohol or drugs, likewise, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. I absolutely love her to death, but I don't care however much I love her. You start acting a fool, I'm going to put you in jail in a heartbeat, in a moment's notice.
I love her too. Hey, Nan, you should just do it more often. First off, it relieves stress. Just drop F-bombs whenever you want to. It relieves stress. Second off, no one will notice you dropping an F-bomb if you drop an F-ton of F-bombs. Just be normal. Be like, hey, that's how she speaks.
Do you understand?
Well, Maiko is borderline.
If you are somehow able to get your license, come back to me, show me that you have your license, show me that you have insurance, and we will take this off. But until that point, do not drive. You understand? I will have you sign this affidavit, promising us you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Victoria to sign a reset. I'll get you to Fleischer to sign bond conditions, then you guys are out of here. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Ms. Strauss, and she will tell you when you have to come back to court. She tells me that she can't get a hold of you. Only one thing's going to happen. Do you understand? Okay, guys. Thanks. That way.
See you.
You too.
All right, Judge, page 1, Ajete.
All right. Are you Yosniel Lopez? Is it Ajete? All right, sir, you're charged with liquor sale without a permit. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On October 25th, 2024, the officer conducted a vice investigation at a bar known as Poppy's in Harris County, Texas. The officer received a tip that the bar was operating illegally by selling alcohol without a permit, as well as selling during prohibited hours. The officer observed the defendant serving drinks behind the bar sometime after 2:30 a.m. The officer was able to purchase a White Claw from the defendant, and the officer verified on the TABC website the location did not have a permit to sell liquor.
He just had one dismissed as well.
Yes, Judge.
Same place?
Yes.
Mr. Arquette, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I need to put conditions on him not to, and to do this anymore. What is your immigration status? Are you in this country with or without permission?
Ilegalmente. No, I am a US citizen.
You're a
I am a
United
US
States
citizen.
citizen. I am ordering you now not to work in any bar whatsoever. I'm ordering you not to work in any establishment where 50% or more of liquor sales are the primary purpose of the establishment. Do you understand?
Yes.
Just had one dismissed and now you're back, not 4 months later. If I find that you do this again, I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond high. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I'm just angry about that. I'm angry that you grew up with everybody telling you that you're not allowed to say certain words because you have to be a good girl. You're allowed to be a bad grandma. You're allowed to say bad words. You're at an age right now that you should be saying F it to everybody. Nobody should tell you what to do or how to talk or what to say. Ever. People should hold their ears when they're around you because you're at the age you can do anything you want to. You don't have to worry about those stupid rules anymore. Say it all the time. And they'll think you're a good grandma because you're a damn good grandma.
This means no bars, nightclubs, anything of this nature where 50% or more alcohol is sold. Do you understand? If I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. I will not give you any more PR bonds and I'm going to make it high.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to have you sign a receipt, Victoria. After that, we'll have you take your seat in the jury box. So we'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go.
Hi, Lena.
Thanks, counsel.
Hi, Lena Key.
Can you file that, guys, please?
If I may, I have a hearing via Zoom at 10 o'clock.
You're free to go. You're done. We just need.
I got an idea, Nan. I got a great idea for you. You're going to have fun. You're going to love this. It could be really fun. It really could. So there's this show on TV called The Good Place. The Good Place. Okay. Ted Danson is in it, I think, and other people. I can't remember. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it was so good. So this woman ends up in heaven. Okay. And she swears all the time, but you're not allowed to in heaven. Actually, it's worse than that. You're not able to. You have no ability to swear. So every time she tries to swear, she says fork. Shut the forking door. Fork you. She says fork. Start there. Just start there, Nan. When you wake up tomorrow morning, the first person you see, say, just turn off a light, any light, it doesn't matter, and say, I don't own the Forkin Electric Company. Try that. Just first thing you do tomorrow morning or today, the first person you see, turn off the light, whatever lights they're using, and say, I don't own the Forking Electric Company. If you could possibly record it when you do that so we can all see, we would absolutely love that. And then you're following their stupid rules by not dropping an F-bomb.
You get a date for your next court date and then you're free to go. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
All right, Judge, next is page 8, Great House. Come on up.
Brick house? She's a brick. Oh, it's a man. Darn.
Page 8.
Yeah. Are you Jeffrey or Joe Greathouse?
Sir.
Mr. Greathouse, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. So he also has an evading arrest in a motor vehicle and an FSRA.
Yes, Judge.
Dead body?
No,
Not
Judge.
an
Okay.
FSRA.
All right.
Yes, Judge. The officer attempted to initiate a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, after observing the defendant driving a blue Corvette on the wrong side of the road. The officer could clearly see that the defendant was in the driver's seat and the witness, a female, was in the passenger seat. The defendant refuses to stop, and the officer observed the defendant to run 3 stop signs. The officer lost sight of the defendant, but heard over the radio that a blue Corvette hit a cyclist 2 lights ahead of where the officer lost sight of the defendant. The witness informed the officers that the defendant lost control of his car, hit a pole, and then hit the complainant on her bicycle. The witness stated the defendant left the scene after hitting the complainant. The officers shortly thereafter located the defendant's vehicle and conducted a felony traffic stop. At this point, the defendant was in the passenger seat while the female witness was in the driver's seat. A DWI investigation began after the officers observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and glossy eyes from the defendant. The defendant refused all SFSTs and refused a breath sample. A search warrant was signed and executed.
Intoxication assault?
I mean, this is a fairly recent case, Judge, so we don't have any medical records or anything back, but I've been in contact with BCD about potentially.
What's the condition of the?
Linus, did you hear what just happened in this courtroom? Don't be riding your bike when you get here. Don't be riding your bicycle.
Complaining witness, do we know?
What I believe, just from what we have, just from I think the DIMS, is that she has a broken leg and that I know she was transported to Memorial Hermann, but that's all we have so far.
Mr. Greathouse, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward.
I know this is bad to say, but thank God she has a broken leg. Thank God she only has a broken leg. She just got hit by a car. She got a broken leg.
The case. I'm ordering you now not to drive at all. You will be signing an affidavit with me, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if Jesus comes down and needs a ride to church. You drive. And every time you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You will be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. In fact, I'm going to send you now for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Felicia, I'd like to send them now. If you fail to go take a drug test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand? Prior to you leaving now, though, you will be promising me that you're not going to drive for any reason.
So that guy can't work at a bar ever again, and this guy can't drive ever again. The judge is laying down some law today.
I am also going to put a scram ankle monitor on your leg so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If I find that you consume alcohol, and I don't care what the source is, then likewise you will go to jail. Do you know that every single day in Houston, in Harris County, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision? Every single day, someone dies in our county because of alcohol. It is a sick, a disgustingly sick and sobering statistic. Every day, someone dies. I don't want you to say anything, but I want you to understand that I will do everything in my power. Every resource that I have, I will use at my disposal to prevent anyone from dying under my watch. And if that means putting you in jail and making your bond $500,000, I will do it in a heartbeat. All I'm asking you to do are several things. Don't drive and don't use. Do you understand? Okay, I want to send it for a test now, and then we'll have him come right back, and then we'll finish with bond conditions
And how many days for this round?
today. I'm gonna have you swear to us that you're not gonna drive, and then we'll sing for the test right now.
Harris?
Oh, I want to order a guardian interlock as well. That way, at least DPS has notice if he's in a car driving. He's not
Roderick
supposed to.
Harris? Page 8.
Vic,
Page 8, Harris?
thanks. Good morning, Mr. Harris.
Morning, how you doing, Your Honor?
Sir, you're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On October 26, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a suspicious person. The complainant stated a phone had been beating on his door for 15 minutes. While the officers were speaking to the complainant pointed out the defendant as the person who had been knocking. The complainant had a ring camera to show the defendant was the person knocking on the door. The defendant admitted to being intoxicated, and the officer advised the defendant to go home and stop bothering the complainant. The officer left, but shortly after, the complainant called back, stating the defendant was damaging property in the bed of the complainant's truck. The officer returned and attempted to detain the defendant. While the officers were reaching for the defendant's wrist, the defendant yanked his arms back twice away from the officer. The defendant was being placed under arrest for public intoxication.
Now's not the time. Okay, you will get the opportunity to fight the case. Just now's not the time. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they're going to use it against you. It's just not the time.
I have a feeling if me and Monica sat down to drink, yeah, every single man in there would be blushing.
Mr. Harris, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I'm going to lock you up. I'm not asking much. I'm also ordering you not to go back to this place. Do you understand? What do you do for a living, sir? What do you do for a living?
What I do for a living, nothing as of right now.
How old are you?
23.
You graduate from high school?
I did, sir.
Okay, so what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Looking for a job. I had just currently moved to a new address, so I'm looking in the area for a job.
When is the last time you've had a job?
The end of May, beginning June.
Which year?
This year. I was at Pilot gas station. I was a cashier and a / field attendant.
What you start?
I had moved. Like I said, I moved it into a different address.
So how are you getting money now? Who do you live with?
My mom and my stepfather.
It's time for you to start working.
Of course.
Too much time on your hands, you're becoming self-destructive. This is not a good way to go through life, Mr. Harris. You know, you got no job, you got no money, you got no prospects. The older you get, the harder life becomes. If you don't have a job, if you ain't got no knowledge, you'll go nowhere in life, penniless when you're 50. That's not a way to go through life. So I want you to get a full-time job. I'm making that a condition of your bond. You understand?
And sir, I do have footage of me not resisting. It's on my aunt's security camera.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just want to put that out
I'm
there.
going to appoint your lawyer today. My only concern is that you make something of yourself, Mr. Harris.
Of course, of course.
One of those statistically just nothing bums that have nothing.
I plan on going to college as well, so I want to do something with my life.
Your lawyer today. I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you've done to get a job. If you've done nothing, It's not going to go well between us. Do you understand? Okay. Let me see if I have an application. I need you to fill out an application for me. Deputy's going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then I'm going to have you take your seat in the jury box. Okay? All right.
Johnson,
Johnson, Bell, Brooks.
Judge, is that pre-trial bond conditions or?
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I don't want him using.
All right, go ahead and sign.
Are you Jessica Johnson? Miss Johnson, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. That kicks it up to a Class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On October 25th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in reference to a terroristic threat. The officer made contact with the complainant. The complainant stated he argued with the defendant, his girlfriend, over the defendant video chatting with a male acquaintance, naked and masturbating. The complainant woke up to the defendant again, naked and masturbating to the same male, and asked the defendant if she wanted to have sex. The defendant said no and began to argue with the complainant for asking too much. The defendant stated she would hurt herself, punch the complainant, then call the officer if he were to call the officer first. The complainant drove the defendant to a gas station, dropped her off, and later received a message on social media from the defendant with a picture of the license plate, a picture of the complainant, and a message that the complainant better lock his door and my homie lives nearby, you gonna pick me up. The officer made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated she did not make any threats, and the complainant made domestic threats against her. The defendant consented to search of her phone, and the officer located the messages to the complainant, stating to lock his doors and images of the complainant's face and license plate.
What is the threat? Sends a picture of a license plate.
And of his face saying he better lock his door, and then the message that her homie lives nearby. And then she
Do you want a list? Do you want a timeline? Do you want a narrative? Do you want an essay? How much more time do we have?
she had previously
I've always wanted a man to ask me that question. Always, always.
stated that she would punch the complainant.
Which is the, I mean.
I'll see how it was pled, Your Honor.
Says here that heretofore on or about October 25th, threatened to commit an offense involving violence, namely an assault upon a person with the intent to place complainant in imminent serious bodily injury. It has to be on October 25th. Look at October 25th, what happened on that day?
Yes, Your Honor. On that day, all that we have is that prior to being dropped off the gas station, she told the complainant that she would punch him. And then he dropped her off at the gas station, and then she sent him the pictures of himself, his license plate, and said he better lock his door.
And you're doesn't work like that. You can't
Yes,
just piggyback. There's
Yes,
no
Judge.
bootstrapping. It's,
I believe
I would
it.
argue that the punching, telling him that she's going to punch him in the face would have been the terrorist.
when was that?
It was the same day on October 25th.
Yes. So they got into an argument at the house, and then he was driving her to the gas station. And I think during the drive, she said that she was going to punch him in the face.
And then that's when he dropped her off, and then he later got the messages. But there was that initial threat of being punched.
Right.
It says that in the OR that
In the DMs that the complainant stated that she would, or the defendant stated she would punch him. Yes, that's what stated in the DMs. That's the threat of violence in the DMs that we have.
There's not a night that goes by that I don't tell a couple people I'm gonna punch them right in their throat. So is that really terroristic threats? Should I be locked up? Maybe.
Ms. Johnson, I'm gonna find probable cause for now. Do you have a lawyer? Okay, what do you do with yourself these days? Are you working?
I'm from Ohio. I was just here visiting a friend and he wanted more.
Let's do this. I'm gonna pull it over today so that you guys can talk and figure out what the dynamic is, because maybe there's more to it that I'm not seeing. For now, I'm gonna order you not to have contact with this person and not to get in possession of weapons. I'm gonna get you a lawyer. You guys talk about this, and then we'll see where it goes. Okay. So for now, I'm gonna have you sign a wreath of Victoria. I'll just have you take a seat momentarily in the jury box. I'll have you speak to someone here momentarily, and then we'll go forward. Okay? Please, ma'am. No, I've got one.
Romero. Lana.
Can you file no contact and no weapons?
Yes, Judge.
All right, guys. It was fun. Oh, I eat pezzas all night long. All I do at work is eat pezzas. I walk around to the other workers there. Hey, want a pez? They all say no. I'm like, okay, more for me. I feel sad eating them by myself because they're pez. They're so good. Everybody loves pez. So I'm like, hey, you want a pez? No. There's a lot of candy at the bar right now because of Halloween. There's tons. We brought tons, big, huge bags. So, not the owners. We did, the servers. We always have candy to give out to. No, they're not gluten free. I don't know. Is a Pez gluten free? Listen, I've never asked that question before, and I don't think I want to now. Google it. Fine. Is a Pez gluten free? Probably. It's just sugar. It's just sugar and water, I think. A little flavoring. Candy and beer, yes, but you can't eat a Pez and then drink a beer because it foams the beer up in your mouth. And then all you're burping. You're burping for the rest of the night. So you got to swallow your Pez first, then you can drink your beer. We have this beer at the bar right now, pumpkin ale. It's called Sleepy Hollow, and it's a pumpkin ale. Okay. Now, when I rim a glass with sugar, it's pretty much fine for the alcohol with it. But the pumpkin ale requires cinnamon and sugar. Well, cinnamon and beer create foam, create head, lots of head, lots and lots and lots of head. And that wouldn't be a problem, except that sugar with when there's sugar involved too, and it drips down the glass, it gets everything in the whole entire world sticky. Every single thing in the world is sticky. So I have to rim these pumpkin beers with the cinnamon and sugar and then only fill it up so that like that much is left that much air is left in the glass. So that as soon as that cinnamon touches that beer, it foams up and it doesn't foam over. Let me just tell you something. In my bar, when I pour a beer into a glass, there is no air at the top of the glass. Because we're a brewery and we have craft beers, there really isn't a lot of head to begin with. So there's no head. My beer in every single glass that I pour goes the whole way to the top. But this stupid pumpkin beer, I have to leave like that much of the glass. I feel like I'm ripping all my customers off because they're used to like beer overflowing when I get the glass to them. None, hardly ever, because it's a craft beer. It's not like a Budweiser is super carbonated and you crack open the bottle and that's not craft beer. Craft beer is just you know it's a lot flatter. It's not flatter, but it is. So no, there's no head. No head. Sorry guys, there's no head. Extra beer though. So I have this pumpkin beer, and that's not the worst part of this pumpkin beer. The worst part of this pumpkin beer is idiots who ask me to rim their glasses for a pumpkin beer. Listen, if you're going to order a pumpkin beer, it's fine. That's your prerogative. I personally wouldn't, but that's your prerogative. But don't ask me to put cinnamon and sugar on your beer. It hurts my feelings. Every single one I pour, it hurts my feelings. Don't. And tip your servers. I have to keep telling Linus that all next week. Tip your servers. Don't forget to tip your servers. All right, I know new people just came in. Bye, Elite. But it's over, guys. We did it. I drink and take pills. I'm about to take my pills with this Arizona hard green tea, ginseng, and honey. There's just enough in here to swallow all my pills. Yeah, you know, just okay, Linus, we had a long ass discussion about this. We have the address, right? We got the address, but who do we address it to? Because someone's gonna have to go in there with an ID to pick up these packages. So, and I've never really heard of Walmart doing this where you can just mail stuff to Walmart and someone else comes in and picks it up. So I was scared of actually telling everybody to do it because is that really right? Can you really just send packages? How do we know this actually works? Who's done it before? And who do we address it to? So we're going to discuss this whole thing in chat today and figure out what we're going to do. And then I'm going to stream it again tomorrow to get your stuff to Austin by the 8th. Don't worry, Bruce. I got you. I got you, Bruce. I will drink for you. Yeah, Fozzie, but she has to show she has to show an ID to pick this up. I know she ain't got no ID that says Lena Key Smith. Nobody in the world has an ID that says those words. Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, we're gonna have to discuss this in chat further. Katie, I'm so glad you came in and showed us your paintings. They're beautiful. Venus doesn't need beauty sleep. Michael, I can't believe you made it to the end. Oh, because the judge isn't on today. Michael, I hope you get some rest. I'm going to go try to fall asleep before I have to go to work. And I know I'm not going to, but oh, my stream tomorrow is already done. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. Oh no, we didn't even decide, guys. Should we do that train wreck of a juvenile case tomorrow? Should we just finish that out? It's like 6 more videos. Or should we skip that and just stick with regular clips? Okay, Crystal wants that. I don't mind. Heck yeah, man. You guys just gave me the next like 4 days off. I'll be able to create so much content. I still have 2 Kelly videos that I recorded. I just have to edit them and put them up. I'll have time to do all that. And I have this short from Judge Fleischer that's outstanding. And it's like a 6-part short. You know, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. That's outstanding. So now I can finally finish that. I got 2 parts done so far. Michael, you don't need any beauty sleep. None. Zero. You don't even need sleep. Just keep modding. No sleep for you. And Fozzie, your chicken pot pie is way better than my chicken pot pie. All right. I took my medicine. I won't forget. All right, guys. I want to do one thing real quick. It's like 30 seconds long. I'm going to do it.
Yes, ma'am. How are you? Good. Good, sir. Thank you. They're still on the top. He doesn't need it. Go back. That's it. That's all, folks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge Reese. Thank you, thank you. Now Fozzie's most excellent song.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With extreme, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm.